Hey guys, how's it going? Joshua Crisp here. This is going to be video number 2 to the investment strategy series. If you guys did not see video number 1, at the end of this video, I'll make sure I link it at the end so you can click on that video and watch that video. That's the video where I went over a few of the different investments and businesses that I own and that I utilize to go ahead and build up my capital, all right, which I'm using to build my wealth. So if you did not check that first video out, go ahead and watch that video, then come back to this one. But this video has been highly requested by a lot of people. A lot of people want to see a little bit more about what I do with real estate, how I invest with real estate, and a little bit of my strategy. There's tons of different ways to invest in real estate. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my strategy for investing in real estate. So right here, you can see a picture of the house. For those of you guys that follow me on Instagram and follow me on YouTube, you guys know that I just acquired a couple properties that I'm in the process of flipping. One of them was Eastwood. This house right here is actually 2 blocks away from the current flip that I'm working on, which is really nice. This property came on the market for $38,000. For all of you guys whose eyes are popping out of your head right now, wondering where this is at, this is in Indiana. It's in a very small town, small state. So before we dive into it, I have a quick video that I recorded when I walked through the property with my real estate agent, so you guys can kind of see the condition of the house and what the house looked like. So I'll go ahead and play that for you guys right now. So this house is 1 story. It's approximately 1,000 square foot. It is a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom. It is sitting on a slab. The house has a 1.5 car garage with a carport, and it is a HUD home, all right? So you can see it's in pretty rough shape, and we'll go through, actually in the process of me recording this, all right, after I walk through the property, what I like to do is I like to go on my phone and create a punch list of each and everything that I see that needs to get done, all right? Now, as all of you should know, there are going to be contingencies. There's going to be open expenses that come out of the blue when you are remodeling homes, especially completely remodeling homes. The more experience you get, the more you kind of know how much you should have in a contingency fund for that, all right? So I'm just walking through the home, and seeing what needs to be fixed. And the beautiful thing is, after you do this and you gain more experience, you really start to know, I walked through this home in 15 minutes. I knew what needed to be done, about how much it's going to cost, what I need to be in, how much I need to sell it for, about how long it would sell. This is just things that come with your experience, all right? Now, for every state, it's different, all right? Mine happens to be called Beacon Snyder. So like I said, it's a 3-1. The year it was built was 1954. Listing price was $38,000. All right, and the reason why I'm showing you this really quick is because when we get into the later slide and I show you about how much money has to go into it and what I offered, I want to show you how I came up with what I offered. So, this shows you a little bit of information about everything, all right? And then what you want to go ahead and do is pull up your county records. Now, this is free. Now, they recommend, that this isn't 100% accurate, but this is a gauge to go off of. Like I said, the website for me is Beacon Snyder. But, any GIS, geographical information that every state has, you have access to. It's a free tool. This is county records. You see that the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development acquired this property December 13th for $26,250. It goes into showing you annual adjustments, valuations. All right, so you'll see it's valuated a little under $50,000. You can see taxes and all that good stuff. Now, this video, I'm not going to dive into really how to know if a property is a good one or how to analyze and dissect and run comps, all that stuff. If you guys enjoy this and you want to see more about that, maybe I'll do a real estate series for you guys. All right, there's a nice little plot survey here where you can see the land, all right, the property. But the main reason I want to show you this, like I said, is this number right up here, all right? What it was acquired for, 26 and some change, 26,250 by the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Here is my list. Now, like I said, as I was showing you guys that video, I'm walking through, I'm looking at everything, what needs to be done, and then I'm writing a punch list, all right? From my experience, you always want to kind of hope for the best, prepare for the worst, figuratively speaking. You never want to assume that something isn't going to have to be done or take a gamble on it, all right? So I always usually go a little heavy on these estimates. The reason why, you might be able to ask, if you're not a general contractor, how do I know these numbers? I'm in the process of remodeling a house that is 100 square foot bigger, 2 blocks away. All right. I usually like all my properties to be close by, because what happens is you get to know, the property values, you get to know the size and the different neighborhoods and areas of the home. You get to know about how much everything is going to cost. I now have a team that I use that does everything. So I just did a house this size. I know exactly how much everything costs. The good thing is, for me, I'm remodeling a home that I'm going to be selling 2 blocks away from this. So when it sells, that is now registered, or can be considered as a comparable home, or a sales comp, which you use to determine the ARV, or after rehab value. Okay, so that's super effective as well. And I utilize, a lot of you guys hear me talking about escape the competition with Amazon. I use that with real estate. So I really do nice homes. The homes I do, everything's top notch, everything's up to code. They really stick out, so they sell very quickly. And I usually get asking or over asking for all of my homes. I never get lowballed. I never have to worry about that. But let's go ahead and get into my real estate strategy, all right? Right here, you can see this punch list while I'm walking through the home. I'm writing down everything that needs to be done, all right? Like I said, they're asking $38,000 for the property. The comps, I ran the comps. I didn't show you in this video. If you guys want to know about it, drop a comment below, and maybe I'll make a series like I said. But the comps are averaging between $70,000 and $75,000. The house that is right around the corner that I'm going to be selling for $90,000. It's one of the nicest homes in the area. I did a lot of extra things that a lot of people aren't doing, like added a tankless hot water heater, added washer and dryer, a lot of stuff that other people aren't doing to escape the competition, so I can charge what I want to. Now, you can't go way over market value, otherwise your house is going to be sitting. That's another video. But all of these added up are going to go to a $25,000 rehab cost. All right, so let's jump into it. How do I get the money to fund my real estate deals? What is my strategy? So all of you guys know that follow me that I am an Amazon seller, okay? I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I teach others how to do what I do, which is private labeling products on Amazon, okay? That is my main income. What I do and what I shoot for is 30 to 50% return on investment on Amazon. And here's a little screenshot of an account that is approximately 8 months old. It's a brand new seller account, a brand new brand that I launched, and it has 3 products. We took it to 7 figures. We just broke $1 million, just shy of 1.1 million in 8 months, all right, from scratch, from ground zero. And that's what I show you guys how to do in my course. But what I try to do is I try to get 30 to 50% return on investment on Amazon, okay? What I then do is I move the funds into real estate and flip them for an additional 30 to 50%. So let's just say on this, let's just round this to a whole number for sake of simplicity. Let's just say that this was a $1 million that this brand did. This is one brand, one business. It did 1 million gross. Let's say net on this is 30%, just hypothetically speaking, just to make everything round and simple. All right, that's about 300,000. So if you make 300,000 from Amazon, all right, that's about 30%, and then you move it into real estate and you make an additional 30%. What's that? That's another 90,000 on top of that 300,000. So now you grew that 30,000 to 390,000. So essentially, if you're getting 30% on Amazon, 30% in real estate, that's a 60% overall net return. Now, I'm no finance guy. I'm no financial advisor. Do not use this as financial advice. Don't try to replicate what I'm doing. This is just for information purposes only. This is the strategy that I am currently using, okay? Now, this is optional, and this is what I am currently doing. You then can 1031 exchange, okay, the capital from the sale of the property, okay, and then keep that ball rolling. So, for instance, you take the funds from Amazon, your net profit from Amazon, you buy real estate, you fix it, you sell it. Now, when you sell it, you're making a capital gain. Any capital gain you have to pay taxes on. But the 1031 exchange states that if you go ahead and exchange all of the revenue or all of the capital from that sale, place it back into an investment in real estate within a timely manner, that you can defer your capital gains tax. Now, does that mean that you never have to pay taxes? No. When the 1031 exchange ends, or you decide to take the money, put it in something else, or maybe put it into rentals and hold it long term, you have to pay those gains, all right? I'm not a tax guy, nothing like that, but this is the strategy that I am currently using. Let's go ahead and get into the numbers on this house, all right? The listing price was $38,000. This is where things get interesting, all right? The listing price was $38,000 on this house, all right? I already did all the math for you guys. I'm showing you all the math. My rehab cost is about $25,000, all right? So let's put rehab cost $25,000. Let's go ahead and add that up. $38,000 plus $25,000 is going to be $63,000, all right? That's the all-in cost. Now, we know right here, I have the comps already averaged out for you guys, between $70,000 and $75,000, all right? $75,000 minus $63,000 is $12,000. That is not a 30% ROI. It's still a nice ROI because you guys know that you get 0.1% at the bank. Anything over 10%, Wall Street's going to tell you is phenomenal, okay? But that's not that 30 to 50% filet mignon margin that we are looking for. So this was listing price. I did not offer listing price, all right? What I offered was $28,000. Now, this is where it gets interesting, guys. You guys may be thinking, how did you come up with the price? Did you just go 10,000 off, or where did you come up with this number? Remember, I showed you guys the number from the county records. Oh, excuse me, this isn't it. I showed you guys the number from the county records, all right? The Secretary of Housing and Urban Development in 12/13, so December 13th, acquired the property for $26,250, all right? So I know there's a couple $1,000s that go, it's typically 6% that goes into commissions on both parties. So the listing broker and the selling broker, all right? So I know there's a couple $1,000 that goes into that. So I rounded it up to $28,000. That's where I came up with that number. That's why I wanted to show you guys those figures. Now, remember, when you're negotiating, you can always go up, you can't go down. Meaning, if I offer 30, negotiation doesn't work where I can go from 30 to 25. But negotiation works where I can go from 28 and they can counter me at 30 or 32.5, all right? Then I can go back, put the numbers in, and see if that makes sense. So let's say I get it for $28,000. They accept my offer, all right? Rehab cost is going to stay the same, so $25,000. So let's go ahead and do $28,000 plus $25,000 is going to be $53,000, all right? So now this changes from 63 to 53,000, all right? We know that the average comps are averaging at about 75,000. We're going to do it better than everybody. We're going to escape the competition. We're going to get high end. So let's say we sell it for 75,000 asking price, all right? Subtracted 53,000 without any commissions to the realtor or taxes or anything like that. You're looking at 22,000. What's 30% of 75,000? 75,000. So 75,000. So 30% of 75,000 is around 22,500. So we're right at that 30% level, all right? So that's pretty much my strategy. And with the 1031 exchange, every state is going to have different rules and regulations. You want to consult with a real estate agent. You want to consult with a CPA, and you want to validate everything. You don't want to go off what I'm telling you. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a finance guy. I'm not a CPA. This is just currently my strategy. So Amazon is where we create the capital, then we move it into real estate, and we try to expand the capital. So remember, the number one thing, and I've talked about this in the past, the number one key to building wealth is having passive income and having income that is generated 24/7, 365. While I'm asleep, Amazon is generating profits. While I'm awake, Amazon is generating profits. On Christmas Day, Amazon is generating profits. 365, 24/7. All right. Then we move the funds. So number one is having funds being created 24/7, 365. Number two is how do we multiply the funds? How do we grow the funds? All right. And the vehicle that I'm using to do so is real estate. Now I'll finish it up with this. You guys might be saying, okay, it sounds good. You guys might be thinking it sounds good, but what if the property does not sell? Let me go over this really quick for, like Alex Becker likes to say, you negative Sallies. Let's delete all this, all right? You want to have a threshold. I always talk about risk and limiting risk and how to eliminate risk, all right? You eliminate risk by eliminating the fear of the unknown, all right? The uncertainties that come with investing. There's always going to be an uncertainty. There's always going to be an unknown that is involved with investments. Are some speculative? Are some more risky? Yes. Amazon, with my strategy, I have limited the risk very low. I'm not going to say to zero, but very low, okay? My threshold, you want to have a threshold with the flip because you have holding costs that is associated with every property. That's going to be your utilities, your taxes, okay, etc. Maybe insurance, maybe security system, whatever you do, there's always going to be holding costs. My threshold is 6 months, all right? And we're not going to dive too deep into this, but my threshold is 6 months. I usually turn over houses within 6 months. If they're really nice, if you're priced right, you have an aggressive real estate agent, you can flip these things in 10 to 12 weeks, all right? But my threshold is 6 months. What happens is in 6 months, and then I'm gonna talk to you why 6 months is the magical number. In 6 months, if the property does not sell, okay, we don't have an offer, we don't sell the house, I then turn it into a rental property, excuse me. Now, where are you getting the 6 from? Every state has a different regulation, has a different rules, so you want to talk to your bank. But here, it's typically, they want to see you own, the bank wants to see you own a property for 6 months before you can refinance it. After 6 months, the threshold, if it does not sell, we refinance it. Now, what do we refinance it for? 75% of loan to value, okay? So let's just say that this thing, for round numbers, is evaluated at $100,000. 75% of that's going to be $75,000, okay? So if we have, you know, typically when you get them in this bad of shape and then you remodel them and you make them nice, what's going to happen is you're going to increase the equity. Usually when you increase the equity, you have equity left over. So the beautiful thing is typically you're going to have about 20 to 25% of equity. So if you don't get all of your money back with the refinance, you usually get to about 80 to 90% of it and you have pennies in the actual property, okay? What you're going to go ahead and do after you get all your money back is rent it out. Usually at this point, it is already rented out. Now, how do you know what to rent it for? All right, if it's at $100,000, the value of the house is at $100,000, I like to follow what's called the 1% rule. This way you get 12% return on investment annually. So how do we figure out the rent? If it's worth, all right, let's put value, 100,000, all right, rent would be 1%, which is what? $1,000 a month, all right? Now, I'm just throwing out round numbers out here for simplicity purposes and to make this video short, but that's what we do. This equals 12%, all right? 12% ROI annually. Now, this is where it gets interesting. 12% each year annually times 3 equals what? 36%. All right, remember that 30 to 50%, that's what we're looking for, the meat, the potatoes, the gravy. So if I rent this thing out for 36 months, 3 years, excuse me, I'm making 36% return on investment. Then I can relist it on the market and still get that 30 to 50% that I was looking at. Or I can keep it as a rental, okay? This 1%, if you follow this 1% rule, this is going to be a lot less than what the refinance is on this loan to value for the house, all right? So that is my strategy. That's how I eliminate risk. You eliminate the uncertainty. Oh, what if this house does not sell? You're not worried about the uncertainty because you've eliminated from that factor from the formula, okay? You have a formula, you have a plan, you have an educated decision, all right? And then you're going to go ahead and put your plan to motion. All right, so I hope you found this video interesting. This isn't a real estate channel. I don't want this to be a real estate channel. But as always, I'm trying to provide you guys with the most value possible. This is my current strategy and what I am doing. If you guys want to know more about real estate, you want to see some more videos on real estate, I'd love to do that for you guys. If you haven't already, smash the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. go ahead and click the notification bell. That way you'll be notified each and every day that I post content or when I choose to go live. Go ahead and drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about real estate. Do you guys want to get into real estate? Are you guys in real estate? What do you think about this formula? Do you think this formula would work for you? Maybe you're an Amazon seller, you want to start getting into Amazon. This might be a formula that, a strategy that works well for you guys. So I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.